Announcing a run for re-election, Treasurer Michael Frerichs is going for a third term. He joins me now to talk about his campaign. Thanks so much for being here.
Great. Happy to be here.
Absolutely. Well, you were elected in 2014, sworn into office in 2015. Take me back to when you were elected. What were Illinois' finances like then?
Yeah, Illinois has had challenging financial issues for a while, and that's why when I came in, we focused very much on increasing investment returns. We know that every dollar we can make in interest income is a dollar that the governor and the General Assembly don't have to raise in taxes. And it's a dollar in cuts they don't have to make to things like our schools, our university, or our roads and bridges.
And fast forward to today, what have you seen change over the years and what has improved since then?
Well, when I took this office over, we had a college savings program that had a little bit of scandal in the past. We completely revamped it, put out an RFP and hired a new investment manager. As a result, we took our program from one of the worst to the first in the country. Morningstar Rating Agency rates our college savings program, Bright Start, a gold rating, the highest rating they give, and it's one of only 3 programs in the country to achieve that gold rating. Something we're really proud of, and as a result, we've taken assets under management from $7 billion to over $17 billion. That's a lot less student debt that students will be graduating with, and we've got a lot more work to do.
Are there any concerns you still have today about our fiscal health here in the state of Illinois that you plan to address in your next term?
Yeah, most certainly. There are great progress we've made. We've seen rating upgrades at the state level. And a program I manage, our Illinois funds, we're AAA rating according to Fitch Ratings Agency. But there's more work to be done. We have a retirement crisis in this country. We set up a program to help more people save for their retirement. We have nearly 100,000 people who have retirement savings accounts today that didn't when I took office, and we're going to continue to grow that number, and we hope to have about 1 million people in this state saving their own money for their retirement so that they can enjoy their golden years.
And now you have an opponent, State Rep Tom Demmer. Does this change your campaign's dynamic at all, and now that you don't have to run unopposed?
Nope, not at all. We came into office to have great college savings programs to help people save for their retirement. We set up a program to help people with children with disabilities, give them a brighter future. I've fought on behalf of consumers in the state to get money that belongs to them. We've returned over $1.3 billion, and we're not done yet. We've engaged with fights with the life insurance industry to make sure that grieving family members get the money that was promised to them. You know, we're not done fighting, and whether I have an opponent or not, we're going to do our job and want to keep building on those examples, building on those successes for a few more years to come.
And let's talk about the Fitch ratings that they gave to Illinois, a AAA, right, to state of Illinois for mutual fund investment used by local governments through your office. What goes into getting this rating? Why did we get this rating?
Well, in our office, we help local units of government to invest money. By pooling these investments, over $6 billion, we're able to have access to investments that they might not have themselves and get a higher interest rate. And just like we fight really hard to bring more money into the state through our investment income, we do the same thing for our units of local government. We know that every dollar that they raise through interest, a dollar they don't have to raise in property taxes.
And on the other hand, Truth in Accounting said Illinois' finances were the second worst in the nation, saying that the taxpayer burden is $52,000. How can that be improved?
Well, I'm not in the General Assembly or the governor, but we can do things like earning more interest for the state of Illinois. We've earned over $1 billion in interest since coming into office. If we help have a better educated workforce, you're going to help attract more employers, and we're trying to make sure that more students graduate with less debt. We want to make sure that we don't have a bunch of senior citizens who are reliant on our social safety net programs. We're helping more people save for their retirement so that they can have a retirement with dignity. If we do those little things, we're not going to solve all of our problems in the Treasurer's office, but we're committed to being part of the solution.
Yeah, and let's talk about that 529 Bright Start program. What does this mean for students right here in Illinois?
Yeah, it's a very flexible program. It can be used at any institution of accredited higher education. It can be used for a university, a community college. It can be used for a trade program, vocational school, or an apprenticeship program. We know that when we help more young people save for their future, it puts them on a pathway to success. It sends a message that makes them work harder in high school. And so we have increased the number of accounts opened in our office. We've dramatically more than doubled assets under management, and that's going to mean more people will be graduating with less student debt. That's something that is going to help our economy. Too many young people graduate and they can't afford to buy a car or a house or start a family, and that's a brake on our economy. This is about investing in the future, investing long term, and that's what we focus on in the Treasurer's office.
And something many people invest into as well is their retirements. Now, you have a program called Secure Choice. Tell us about the program and how Illinoisans can utilize it.
There is a retirement crisis in this country, not just in Illinois. Too few people have started saving money for their retirement. About half of Americans have less than $5,000 saved for their retirement. We think the answer is to give them a nudge, to help them save their own money in their own individual Roth IRA that they then control. This isn't a state program, but this is a state helping people do something they already know they need to do. And we have nearly $100 million now saved in Secure Choice savings accounts that wouldn't have been saved before. We think this is going to provide a whole generation with a more secure retirement, and it's going to benefit everyone in the state as those people are less reliant on social safety net programs.
And you know, I think we can't talk about Illinois finances and not talk about taxes, property taxes specifically. Illinois ranks number 2 for the highest property taxes in the nation. What can our lawmakers do to kind of change that trend for us?
Well, a lot of those property taxes are levied at the local level. One of the things we try and do is to make sure that our Illinois funds, that program that helps local units of government earn money from interest, is one of the best in the country, and that's why we're proud to get a AAA rating, helping them to earn more in interest income so there's less pressure to raise property taxes. Once again, we don't set those rates, but we try to be part of the solution every day.
Obviously, a lot you talk about the unclaimed property that's available for Illinoisans out there, and there are some local things that have been done right here in Peoria. Talk about that a little bit.
We're really excited that we've returned over $1.3 billion to people throughout the state of Illinois, but some of the more memorable ones have been when we returned $20,000 to the Carver Center, money that was left by Richard Pryor but never made it to that center. Or we also bring in things from safe deposit boxes like Purple Hearts. We're able to have a ceremony reuniting a Purple Heart with a woman whose father had earned it in World War II. Constance Barr was not aware her father had a Purple Heart, and we returned it in downtown Peoria in front of the Veterans Memorial, and it really was a wonderful ceremony. We'd like to have more of those ceremonies as well. We still have 11 Purple Hearts that we're trying to return. We returned 7, and we're not done yet. We're not going to stop until we get them all back into those heroes' hands.
Very good. Treasurer Michael Frerichs, thank you so much for being here today.
Good. Thanks for having me here in Peoria.
Absolutely. And this whole interview can be found on our website. That is ciproud.com.